It's February the 25th and it's getting late. I've just popped down to see how my fruit spraying has got on and also to make sure that the pruning of the soft fruit is completed. For those of you who live like where I do, in the Midlands, north of the UK, I'd recommend this plum tree. It is a SAR and they are known to be frost resistant, and I noticed this when I checked this up recently. These ones are good to go in places like the north or up here by the River Trent where I am. We're going to be getting some very severe frost. You can see very pink sky over there. Finally got round to finishing doing a lot of this bed, and I've got my gooseberry and my red currants quite happy along half of this border today on the 25th of February. So basically the idea is you've got some nice young leaders, as you can see if I touch one here, there's one there and there's another one there, nice leaders there, a nice open crown, so I'm very pleased with that. And even the older ones, some of these have been here since 2013, we're now 5 years old, and dug up all of the nasty old suckers, and there's a really old red currant there and just a little gooseberry. I'm leaving one gooseberry in this year which I might take out next year, but that's a border done and cleared. With my apples I try and find pollinating partners. For instance, I've got here a red discovery on one side which has been heavily sprayed. As you can see, the tree had lots of moss and algae on it, and I basically sprayed it myself using milk bicarb in detergent and just a little bit of anti-moss agent. And this other one here is comes from local up the road. They are Bramleys, spur and tip bearers, and although this one here pollinates quite late, it's still useful as a pollinating partner for Bramley. It may not look much, but this pear tree is exactly what I was aiming for down here. It's a triple graft. It's got Doyon du Camise, it's got Burr Hardy, and it's got I think it's a Williams on it as well. So basically it's a triple graft, came from my home, grew nothing for 15 years, took it down the allotment, really opened it out, and I got a really decent crop off it, and it's now higher than 4 feet high, so it can be done on allotments. It's on a dwarf rootstock. On my strawberry bed, in the middle of that, which gets quite flooded, I basically put a whole load of little cuttings here, and these are black currants, okay, and basically they've been overwintered, and then basically I'll be propagating the strawberries as and when. That's a pear tree there. I do believe it's a Doyon du Camise. My big main strawberry bed's here down the bottom of this particular plot here, where I'm standing here, and I've just basically used this to propagate other areas as well. It's a bit overcrowded at the moment, as you'll probably agree. It needs sorting out. Even more of my rhubarb has now started to appear, so very happy about that, as you can see, and I've already put the manure down on them, which is the well rotted horse manure. And I've got a question for people today. My question to my fellow gardeners today is, I've got this Kentish cob nut, and I've also got some filberts, and they're very small. I've transplanted them from my garden. Now, as you can see, just walking over, on this Kentish cob, I've got catkins. And on the catkins, what I don't know is how I'm supposed to prune this. I can't seem to find any information, so if anybody can tell me how to prune the Kentish cob properly. I have got the proper filbert as well. That's a filbert. Here you see this little purple plant I'm holding now. That's the filbert, which I was told by the nursery was needed as a pollinating partner, but I don't really know much about them. So my big question on my video today is, can anyone help me with my Kentish cob and my filberts? I've very rarely had much of a crop on them, so I need to learn about them. Next job on the job list down the allotment, of course, will be these raspberries. These are summer fruiting raspberries, and they will really need sorting out to get rid of a lot of the older wood and leave some younger ones. And this plot here on the side here, I've got some autumn fruiting in the middle, so that's quite a big job coming up at me quickly. Well, as the smoke's billowing across from someone's smoking little fire there, I'm just wandering across to show you my apple trees.
and basically what I've done with my apple trees, I've kept them much in a group. I mean, there's one plum tree there, but on my apple trees I've tried to keep the pollinating partners. Here we go, an example here on the Bramleys, and intersperse them with other varieties of apple. Okay, and they're all dwarf rootstocks. That's what's allowed down here. They've all been sprayed with homemade spray, and I've pruned most of them. And basically, you just have to have plenty of these side branches, as you can see, and lots of spurs on. You need your spurs. Okay, fruiting, and some are tip bearers and some are side, but these little buds you can see on the side, and the canker bit there, as you can see, coming up there on the branch there, you see. That needs, I spray that. You know, you're going to find a little bit of it anyway. Well, that's about it for today. Back home, I think, to thaw out. There's a moon there. It's in high in the sky. Well, bye for now, and good luck to you all with your plans.